8:45 or 9, we were sitting on the couch watching a show, my wife and my daughter and me, and he came up to us and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna go for a walk, get some fresh air." And we heard him take the trash cans in and go for this walk, and that had always been, like I shared, really good and healthy for him to take that walk and get some fresh air. But that particular night, he made a different decision, and he didn't come back. And my wife was getting into bed, getting ready. I was just kind of sorting stuff, and she got a call, and she thought it was Anthony because it was his phone, and it wasn't. It was the sheriff's, and they told her we have a pulse, and she didn't know what they mean, but I knew she was on with the police, and I just started running, and I ran up the street, and the first thing I saw was an ambulance drive off, and all sorts of fire trucks, and a couple fire trucks and police over here, and then my wife and daughter ran up, and police officer came over to me and shared with us that our son had hung himself, and they didn't know how long he was down, but that he was down, he was dead.
So I have Asperger's, for context. It makes it a little difficult for me to communicate at times and maybe understand how to communicate with others or what information I'm receiving. Because of that misunderstanding in communication, sometimes I process things very differently. And so I can't also help but feel like that was something that contributed to a lot of the negative thoughts that grew in me. It felt like hell on earth at times, just because of how hard it was to socialize with people, to get people to understand me.
I was bullied my freshman year heavily. I already struggled with my mental health during middle school due to my home life, but in my freshman year, it got really bad, and I confided in with some people, and instead of using it to help me, they used it as leverage to bully me. So when not only was home not a safe place, but then school wasn't either, and I didn't think that anyone would care.
I walked into this hot tub, where also all my classmates were in, and I figured I would hold myself under the water until I had drowned myself.
So I decided that it wasn't worth it, losing my dad, my friends, just stuck with my mom, which my mom is a great person, but obviously she's going through emotional distress if my dad is leaving. So I decided that, life wasn't worth living, and I tried to take my life that day. I tried to take a knife and cut one of my veins open in hopes that I'd bleed out. I think the people that I've met over the past couple of years since I was 14, I really learned what a good friendship is, and I have great friends in my life, and knowing that I would be missed. I think that I never want to intentionally hurt people, and I know that if I were to do that, it would hurt a lot of people. And just again, I think my religion really keeps me motivated. I think I show up to church and I feel like I know what I was created for, and I want to fulfill that. And I know that there's more to life than what I'm feeling in the moment. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that our feelings are always temporary. We can't just rely on our feelings. There has to be logic too.
My certainty is that suicide is a mental health issue. Our bodies are hardwired to preserve themselves. We're hardwired to survive. And so as I've looked at Anthony's story and now dozens and dozens of others, the common thread is there's a shift, some sort of physiological shift, rewiring, mental health issue where that it's flipped, that somebody could actually be so confused and in such a mixed up mental state that their brain convinces them to, in essence, murder themselves. So the idea that talking about it, shedding light on it in any way is going to lead to that is preposterous.
I would like to say to anyone personally going through suicidal ideation, there are many resources out there, and there are people that care way more than you think they ever will about you. Don't be afraid to commit to helping yourself. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here right now, and I think there's so much you can be fulfilled for in life. There's so much to live for.
You matter, and please stay. Reach out to friends, family, loved ones. If you can't reach someone, or if you're in distress, dial 988. Know as best you can your brain is messing with you, and if you can get with a loved one, give yourself that opportunity for the space to understand what's happening and get the help that you need. Find your loved ones, share vulnerably, be open, because I know this with certainty. When I see my son again in heaven, it's not going to feel like a moment has passed. And I know he doesn't want me to waste the moments I have left here. And by waste, I mean like suffer. We can carry pain, but there's joy left to have. There's experiences left to have. There's love left to be given and received. And I'm not afraid to die. And I look forward to seeing Anthony again.
I would say look at the people around you, because I guarantee you more than not half the people around you have also struggled with some sort of mental health, suicidal ideation. It's very common in our generation. I think that I didn't think I was strong enough for the longest time. I struggled with self-harm for 4 years, and I thought, wow, like I'm seriously never getting out of this, but I did, and it's just one day at a time. That's all you have to do. Be better than you were yesterday. Do one thing that you didn't do yesterday. Like seriously, like one day at a time. Stop trying to look at the bigger picture, look at the small picture. A child doesn't just get up and walk. They have to fall and then to fall, and then all of a sudden they do get up and they do walk, and it's great. And one day you will look back and you'll be like, wow, like I actually recovered, like I actually am strong enough. And strength isn't from other people, it's within yourself. You can't rely on others to tell you that you're good enough, you're strong enough. You have to truly believe it in yourself that you are. And even if you lie to yourself, someday it will become truth.